Hello and welcome to a midweek video here on the Conservative Input uh, YouTube channel. Um, so you may have been able to tell that we had a video removed. It was by YouTube, but that's okay. I will be editing that video to where it does not contain misinformation, and I'll be re-uploading it so that is still accessible to y'all. But if you did want to go ahead and check it out, I did want to go ahead and give a quick message. The full podcast is available on, let's look at all these here. Uh, Spotify, Anchor, Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, Breaker, Castbox, Pocket Cast, and RadioPublic. So, if you want to check out the full videos, that's episode 12 specifically, go ahead and look us up, The Conservative Input, on any of those platforms. Leave a 5-star review, share with your friends, and go ahead and like, comment, subscribe, share down below. We love interaction, absolutely love it. So, let's get to the topic at hand. So, the video that was affected, let's go ahead and pull up this email really quickly. The video that was affected was AOC, the election audit, and the border again. Number 12. So it says, we know that this may be disappointing, but it's important to us that YouTube is a safe place for all. If content breaks our rules, we remove it. If you think we've made a mistake, you can appeal, and we'll take another look. Keep reading for more details. It says how your content violates the policy. Content that advocates false claims that widespread fraud, errors, or glitches change the outcome of the U.S. 2020 presidential election is not allowed on YouTube. So, like I said, that's fine, YouTube. We love a little bit of censorship. Censor me harder. But I did want to go ahead and address the misinformation because we're not in the business of spreading misinformation. Am I right? So let's go ahead and address this information that is misinformation. So, the Gateway Pundit released this information, and I will be providing a link to show the misinformation. Canvass showed that over 3,400 more ballots were cast than recorded. This is in no way evidence of widespread voter fraud, errors, or glitches that affected the outcome of the U.S. 2020 presidential election. The over 9,000 more mail-in ballots that were received and recorded than the official number of mail-in ballots sent out by the county are in no way evidence of widespread voter fraud, errors, or glitches that affected the outcome of the U.S. 2020 presidential election. The precincts that show more ballots cast on election day than people who showed up to vote, 1,551 votes, are in no way evidence of widespread voter fraud, glitches, or errors that affected the outcome of the U.S. 2020 presidential election. The approximately 2,500 ballots that were shown in early vote returns that do not have a voter listed as casting them are in no way evidence of widespread voter fraud, errors, or glitches that affected the U.S. 2020 presidential election. The over 255,000 early votes shown in the county final vote file that do not have a corresponding entry in the early vote returns file are in no way evidence of widespread voter fraud, errors, or glitches when it comes to the outcome of the U.S. 2020 presidential election. The over 23,000 that voted by mail after moving after the October 5th cutoff are in no way evidence of widespread voter fraud, errors, or glitches that affected the outcome of the U.S. 2020 presidential election. The over 2,382 voters that cast votes in Maricopa County in person after moving out of the county are in no way evidence of widespread voter fraud, errors, or glitches that changed the outcome of the U.S. 2020 presidential election. The over 2,000 voters who moved out of Arizona during the 29 days before the election that were given a full ballot instead of a presidential-only ballot are not evidence that there was widespread voter fraud, errors, or glitches that changed the outcome of the U.S. 2020 presidential election. The close to 300 deceased voters that potentially voted are in no way evidence of widespread election fraud, errors, or glitches that changed the outcome of the U.S. 2020 presidential election. So yeah, like none of that is evidence of voter fraud, and we here at the Conservative Input do apologize for that amount of uh, you know, misinformation. But I do have some other misinformation that I do want to go over. So the uh, the 16,934 duplicates of ballots that were two-copy duplicates are in no way evidence of widespread voter fraud, errors, or glitches that changed the outcome of the U.S. 2020 presidential elections. The 376 three-copy duplicates are in no way evidence of widespread voter fraud, errors, or glitches that led to the change in outcome of the U.S. 2020 presidential election. The 12 four-copy duplicates are in no way evidence that there was widespread voter fraud, errors, or glitches that changed the outcome of the U.S. 2020 presidential election. So yeah, there's all the misinformation. Yeah, no way evidence that there was widespread voter fraud, errors, or glitches that changed the outcome of the U.S. presidential election, especially, that evidence that was shown in the Arizona election audit, specifically in regards to Maricopa County and all the voter irregularities that happened in that county. So yeah, you guys have a wonderful day, and like I said, drop a like, comment, subscribe, check out the podcasts, leave a 5-star review, and share with your friends. You guys have a wonderful day.